I didn't mean to cut the video off. I meant to paste that comment. So let me go here to the page and see if you guys can see the comment that I pasted. I'm sorry that I cut the video off. I'm not super good with tech stuff. So let's see, hang on a minute. Let me see if you guys got the text that I posted for you. No, let's see, hang on. Looks like maybe. No, okay. So let me post it here. But again, oh guys, I think I kind of messed this up. Oh, okay, here we go here. Okay, so let me try that again. Okay, so there's a couple of messages. One that I posted, the first one here is something that you might say for your residential customers. And then I put another one here, which is something that you might say if you have commercial customers. Again, it's really important. Matter of fact, you know how I like you guys to type things in? So I want you to type in the word voice, V-O-I-C-E, because the key point around this greeting card that I want to make clear to you is that it's important that whatever comment you write is in your voice. That's what makes it special, is that it's you talking to your customers in the way that you normally interact with them. So it will have the same tone as emails that you send, notes on your invoicing, things like that. So it's not important that you get something printed. It would be nice if you could even hand write these. It depends on how many clients you have. Of course, if you have a residential client with, several hundred customers, that may not be feasible. You may have to print it out and then run them through your printer. But it's really important that you speak to them in the voice that you use, which is the same voice with which you deliver your marketing messages, that you do a lot of your client attraction work. So hang on a second, I'm going to turn on my fan. For some reason, I'm always super hot when I'm doing these with you guys. So I want you guys to type in for me, if you would. Can you type in the word voice? I really want to make sure that you guys get that part of my, great, perfect, thank you. I see that you did that. Okay, so in November, we send out some sort of a greeting card. It's around being thankful, gratitude. Those are some of the words that we use. It's important that you get it out, if at all possible, before November 15th, because you don't want it to get caught up in the rush of people being out of their office, missing it, etc. And you want to get it out before the Christmas time comes and all the cards start coming, and then it just looks, your card just is like one of hundreds of other cards that they get. So that's the thing that we do in November. It's super inexpensive. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about what I have for December. So in December, we actually do give a little holiday gift. Personally, I celebrate Christmas, but I know a lot of people don't. So it doesn't really have to be, considered a Christmas gift. It can be, whatever you want to do. I think the main thing is that it's kind of a year-end thing, and it's a festive time. So I have a couple of examples. I wanted to show you something that I did a couple of years ago that was really, really popular. Did you guys notice I said that we had visual aids this week? So this is a little pottery planter that I bought at the nursery today. It was 99 cents. It's super cheap. This one, which is the next size up, so I guess I'm going to hold them together so you can kind of get some idea. So this one was 99 cents. This one was $1.49. It's quite a bit bigger, so if you wanted to go for a little bit more of a luxurious kind of a look, you could go for the more expensive one. But the 99-cent one is fine. This is the one that we've used for the last several years. And then what you do is, now I live in Nevada where the weather is mild, so I was able to go to my local nursery today and pick up plants for planting in the yard. So you'll see this is what's called a 6-pack. Okay, this was $3. So I've got 6 plants for $3, which meant that I spent about 50 cents for each of them. So what you can do is, and I don't know if you guys can see, this actually, see, it has some little purple flowers, which are very sweet. You want to be careful about what you buy don't buy like a flower, because flowers need really high light, high intensity light, and they're probably not going to thrive in somebody's office. But you can look for a flowering plant. This one is called Lobelia. Let's see, Lobelia. And it said that it could live in part shade. It said shade, part shade. So I knew that it would be okay in an office setting. So what you do is, here you have your 6-pack, and you just grab one of these out like this and plant it into this little pot like that. And there it is. So this costs us $1.50. Now, if you wanted to paint this, you can spray paint these with holiday colors. You can tie some ribbon around it. I think one year we bought a bunch of the artificial holly, like at Michael's. I think we got a whole big thing of it for like $5. And we put one little twig in there, you know, to give it sort of a little holiday look. You can decorate these if you want to. These are what we gave to our commercial clients. And the reason is because with your commercial clients, you know, it can be a little awkward. You don't want to give them something that's too personal. Depending on if it's a big corporation, you have to be, you know, they're limited as far as what sorts of gifts they're able to accept from vendors. And so something that goes on their desk, you know, that reminds them of you and your company. I just thought that something alive was really a sweet idea. And I had several clients that it lasted years and years, so that was a nice little reminder of us. So I actually have 3 suggestions for you for December for both residential and commercial. So the first one, so can you guys maybe type in commercial? Yes, Kevin, really? So for commercial, I put the small plant for their desk is one of the options. Another one is a hand-decorated ornament, like, you remember those old-fashioned balls that go on Christmas trees, something like that. The more creative you are, the more, you know, woo-woo you can get with that. And then the other item that is appropriate for Christmas, and it can be really modest. For example, those packages of the Christmas balls, I think you can get like 6 of those for, I want to say like $1. I mean, they're super inexpensive. And you could even have your staff, if you have office, if you have your kids, to help you decorate it so that it makes it more personal. You know, we are not franchises. We are not Jana King and Mary Maids. And so one of the things that matter of fact, in this article that I was reading today that I gave you guys a link to earlier, where they were talking about what are some of the things that contribute to client loyalty, one of the things that contributes to client loyalty is having an emotional connection with you, having some emotional dependence upon you that's more than just with the corporate persona. So, so the plant for their desk, the hand-decorated decoration item, and then the other thing is a gourmet food item that I think these are kind of the 3 things that I think woo-woo. These are the things that I think are appropriate. Now, you know, maybe these seem obvious to you, but like I had somebody ask me, like, could they give a bottle of, you know, tequila? I don't think that's appropriate. A lot of people don't drink. I just think it kind of sets the wrong tone. So I wanted to give you guys some examples that were both inexpensive, easy to source, easy to do. It's ideal if you can have these items delivered to your client's office. You know, if you do commercial, let's say, you know, you have 20 commercial clients, which is not that many, you could probably hire somebody on your staff and pay them $15 an hour, and it would take them maybe, you know, 2 full days to deliver to all 20 of your commercial clients. So it wouldn't be a huge amount of money. Let's see, 8 times 15 times 2 is $240. So that's about $12. I don't know, is that right? Let's see, divided by 20. Yeah, so that's about $12 per person, plus the cost of the gift, which might have been $5. So you might have spent a total of $20 at Christmas time for a client that likely pays you. I mean, even if they only pay you $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. So don't be cheap, you know, when it comes to sending them something around the holiday period. So that's what we were going to do for Christmas or not Christmas, for December for the commercial clients. Now let's talk a little bit about the residential clients. I have a website for you I want to share. Can you guys type in residential? So let's see, hang on, I'm going to grab this website for you. Okay, so this is a place that I shop at all the time. It's called Bulk Apothecary. And I use them to buy supplies. You can make potpourri, you can make like spa type items, you can have them branded. I think I showed you guys last time some easy ways that you can, brand things. So for example, sometimes we use, let's see if I see some here. We use these little return address labels. I don't seem to have any at my, oh here, okay, here they are here. I don't know how well you'll be able to see these. That's not the one I wanted. Oh, here it is here. Okay. So if you see this little space right here, this was the size of one of these labels. So it's super, super small. I'm going to tear one off to show you. So like, for example, I don't know that I would recommend this for your plant, but just to kind of give you an idea of the size and the scale of what these look like. And you can just get these from Avery Labels and run them through your printer. And it can say something nice like, compliments of, and then the name of your business. So for the residential people in December, the things that I like to recommend are any sort of like potpourri type item, spa types of things, or maybe even a little spa type basket. I had some, I didn't bring them in my office. I wonder, do you guys want me to go and grab it? I have a couple of samples. I have one that's in a gift bag. And I have another one, I don't think I have it. It's in a little, we put them in a little wire basket. We get the baskets at the dollar store. They cost $1. So it's super easy. You can put something like a little flute in there along with a small, what do they call that? A split of sparkling soda. All together it's like $4. It's not very much. And again, you can just have those delivered to your customers. And then I do like the hand decorated ornament again, especially for your residential customers, because they're likely to be decorating. And they'll really appreciate something that's handmade, especially if it was handmade or hand decorated by either your staff, by you and your kids did it as a project at home. The more personal it is and feels and seems, the better. It isn't really about making it be expensive, look expensive, seem expensive. It's about the emotional connection that comes, that you are able to foster and nurture when you do these kinds of things for your customers. Okay, so that was December. And then in January, I have something that is a little bit more costly, although not very much. I'm going to type this in. So can you guys maybe type in for January? I'm going to give you, I hope my spelling is okay. I use Edible Arrangements. Arrangements. Okay, now, oops, I misspelled it. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me pull up their website. So here's the thing. Did you guys know that there is a week that has been, oh, you know what? I'm here on that Bulk Apothecary right now, and they have something called a bath bomb. I think you guys know what that is. It's about this big, and you put it in the bathtub, and it fizzes, and it's like bath salts. It looks like you can get them for as low as $1.35. So that's a perfect item, and it says that they are ready to be private labeled. And they also, at this same website, will give you recipes for how to make these yourself if you wanted to. So this is perfect for those of you that offer any sort of green cleaning or aromatherapy or anything like that. But let me go back to edible arrangements. What I was going to tell you is there is a week in January that has been designated as National Dipped Fruit Week. Is that the most incredible thing you've ever heard of? So I want you guys, I'm going to type that in, and I want you guys to do it also. I think that's hilarious. I'm going to type in National Dipped Fruit Week. Can you guys maybe type in fruit? I just think it's, one of the things that I found is that learning is sort of multidimensional. So if you listen to me, that's good, and if you're looking, that's good. But if you're also writing or typing things in, that helps to cement the information that I'm teaching you. So in January, there is a week. I believe it's right around the 15th, the 20th. You have to stay on top of it because you want to do it well before Valentine's Day. Now these will run you about $10. Let me see if I can get you guys a link. And the deal is during this National Dipped Fruit Week, they have these on sale. So a box that is normally $25 or $30 is on sale. It's usually either $10 or $12. It's a very nice, it's about this big, and it's got 12 pieces of fruit, and they're dipped in chocolate. But it's really classy looking. I mean, the way they have them laid out in the box, kind of at a slant and in offset rows, and the box, it has a little bow, and it's just really classy looking. And again, it's $10. I mean, it's not, but it looks like a $30 gift. So you guys have heard me talking sometimes about doing things that have a high perceived value. So it doesn't necessarily have to cost a lot as long as it looks like it costs a lot. So that's one of the things that I do in January to sort of reach out and touch the clients. So I have a couple of other links that I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys are liking some of these kinds of ideas, this is the kind of stuff that I share with people that are working with me in my Success Academy. So I'm going to give you guys a link to that. I would encourage you, if you've been thinking about working with a business coach, if you've been thinking about hiring a coach to help you with your cleaning business, I am your gal. But more importantly, the price of the Success Academy is going up in January. So if it's something that you've been thinking, well, I don't know if it's in January, but it's going to be next year. So if it's something that you've been thinking about, I wanted to encourage you to do it now. So this is the kind of stuff that we talk about in the Success Academy, which if you guys don't know, it's really affordable. It's $45 a month. For people who, want to kind of work with a coach, have that accountability, be in a group process. And there's also some modules, some content that's put together for you that it's online, you log in, you go at your own pace, you consume the material at your own pace. So it's super easy. So that's the Success Academy. Now, this other item that I just put you the link, and it says residential core system. That's actually not accurate. It's for both residential and commercial, but that's the core system that's called operations. And so operations consists of customer service and quality control. So if you wanted to get more information about these kinds of things, but you just wanted a one-time thing, you don't really want to be in a course, you want to just get it, download it, consume it, and go on about your business. You don't really want any support. You don't want to, talk to me in a Facebook group. Then I would recommend this operations module. Again, I talk about my mind just went blank. I'm so sorry. I talk about customer service and quality control. And this part of building loyalty and creating raving fans is part of what comes under the customer service. And so that's why I mentioned that. So actually my prepared comments for today were a little bit shorter than usual. I wasn't feeling well earlier, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able. It was really important to me that I keep my commitment to you guys that I'm going to be here on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So I wanted to make sure that I was here. But I kept it kind of short because I just wasn't sure how my voice was going to be. So who has questions? Who has questions around things to do in November, December, and January, November, December, or January for residential or commercial accounts? Oh, and one of the things that I want you guys to be thinking about when you think about how much money you want to spend doing these sorts of things, think about the lifetime value of a client. I'm going to put that up here on the screen because I think on my whiteboard, because I think it's really important. So lifetime value. Can you guys type that in? Type in LTV. Lifetime value of a client. So let's say you have a commercial client and they pay you, let's say, $1,000 a month times 12, and you keep them for, let's say, 5 years. That's $60,000. That's the lifetime value of that client. So if you spend, say, $200 a year, on various, gifts and appreciation type tokens, I don't think that would be unreasonable. I'm going to take 200 and divide it by 12. That comes out to about $16 a month. Okay, now let's say that you have a residential. And by the way, this calculation, this should be under your marketing budget, because it's not enough just to market for new customers. You also need to continue to market to your existing customer, because here's what I'll tell you for sure. Your competition is always marketing to the people who are now your customers. So you remember I talked about building and establishing that emotional dependence. So let's say you have a residential client, and let's say they pay you $125 twice a month. So that's $250 times 12. I don't know what that is. Let's see. That $3,600. No, that's $3,000. And let's say you keep them for 3 years. That's $9,000. I don't know why I wrote 10. I was saying 9, but writing 10. $9,000. So again, if you spend $150 a year to make sure that you keep that client for the full 3 years, I think that's money well spent. So one of the things that I talked about in the email, and I just realized that you guys didn't get it, for those of you who are not on my email list. If you're not on my email list, if you didn't get an email today announcing this, go to my website, which is buildmycleaningbusiness.com, and just sign up for anything. There's all sorts of free downloads and things there. So just sign up for something, and then you'll be getting these notifications. But in the email that I sent out to my list today about this, the reason that I was sort of talking about this was that I was talking about a lesson that I learned from a man who was my mentor many, many years ago. He actually just retired this past year. He invited me to a party at his house. He was the director of purchasing for a very large corporation, a publicly traded company. I'm not going to say the name of it, but I'll give you guys a hint. I'm here in Las Vegas, and there's tons of casinos, so I'm going to just leave it at that. This guy was the director of purchasing, and for some reason, he took me under his wing, and he liked me, and he taught me some things, and he helped me, and he really helped me to sort of get a handle on the way things work in the corporate world, in the departments, purchasing departments, where you have buyers and facility managers, and to understand that corporate hierarchy and how things go. Anyway, we were talking one day about I was talking about one of my long-term clients that was under the company that he was involved with. And he said to me, you know, I want you to remember, always keep in mind that you don't own that piece of business. You know, the account that you have with that person, you don't own that. You're just renting it. So don't ever forget to stay in touch. Oh, I remember what it was. One of the clients that I have that worked at his organization, I had never met the person that was the actual decision maker. I had had that account for years. I think it paid like $50,000 a year, and I had that for like 4 or 5 years, and I had never met the person that was the actual decision maker. You know, I would email him, we would do the corporate thing, but I had never actually met him. And my friend that was mentoring me said to me, it's important that you get some face time, you know, with your clients, especially with the corporate clients. And if you can't get FaceTime, some of these kinds of things like what we've talked about, the things that I've shared with you that you can do in November and December and January, will help you to build these kinds of emotional connections with your customers that are so important when A, something goes wrong, B, you have to raise your prices, C, your competition comes calling. You want to make sure that that you have their loyalty, that it's going to take more than just a little bit of something for them to be, to be pulled away from you, that they would have to be dragged kicking and screaming. So does anybody have questions about the lifetime value of a client? Now you'll notice today what we talked about was for November, December, and January. And that's really just because it's this time of year. But I have some creative and interesting ideas that I do all year round. Some are less expensive. I can't believe that you guys don't have any questions. You usually have tons of questions. Well, I think maybe if there's no questions, I don't know. Shall we adjourn early this week? I hate to. I don't want you to feel gypped, like you didn't get your full amount. Okay, I think maybe I will then. If there aren't any questions, as I said, I wasn't feeling all that well today, so this one's going to be a little shorter than usual. But I will be back next week. I have something really juicy for next week. It's a new service that you can. It's an add-on service that you can introduce now during flu season, which officially starts in November. So it just started. You're welcome, Brittany. Thank you for attending. Thank you guys for being here. So I'll be back next week, same time, and I'll see you guys then. Bye for now.